Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Welcome everyone to Educademy course for SAT. Okay, we're going to start by our first lesson, which is about subject-verb agreement under the domain of standard English conventions. Before we start the lesson, and I'd like to start it with my students to give them a chance to see the level in that topic. Here you have 10 questions. Choose either the first option or the second option. You have some time to do it, or you can pause your video. Here is the time now to check your answer. When you check your answers, just make sure that you do not get less than 7 or 8 out of 10. If you get less than 7 or 8 out of 10, that means you need lots of, you're missing a lot in that topic. If you got 7 or 8 or above, also this topic inshallah will benefit you. Now let's start with the first question here. In that question, all what is needed from you is to complete that sentence using one of these verbs. But how can you do this? By finding out where is the subject. Think deeply, and I need two things now: to identify where is the subject, and also what is the right verb to be placed here. You can pause the video, take your time in thinking, because the answer will be in the next slide. Yes, here we go. Many students think that renowned translators is the correct subject here, and for that case they may use rival, okay, or have rivaled. But there's a rule that we're going to learn inshallah today, which is prepositional phrase never contain a subject. So we're not talking about the translators themselves, but we talk about their output. We talk about their output. So output is singular, that's why rivals is the correct answer. It's very important for you to know how to identify and resolve that subject-verb agreement errors quickly. There is a standard approach that you have to do. First of all, if you found in the options some singular and plural verbs, you have to know that you have to look at subjects to make sure that it agrees with the verb. Second thing, you go to the essential elements. Essential elements, that means you don't see anything in the sentence except for the subject and verb. These are your main concern. Like for example here, how to find the essential elements. First of all, eliminate all prepositional phrases, as we said in the previous slide. Okay, prepositional phrases are not part of a subject. Second thing, any dependent clauses or things that may interfere in the sentence, cancel it. And also all the interrupters, okay, like appositives, added information, all of these you don't see them, but just subject and verb. I need to practice for this. I need here from you to tell me where is the essential element, where is the subject and where is the verb. Take your time, pause the video if you want, because the answer will be now. Yes, many and came. Why many and came? Basically, of the horses here is what? It is prepositional phrase. And we said prepositional phrase is never a subject. So many is a subject here, and the verb is came. This is what I need you to do in the rest of the examples. Here, each of the policemen on duty was confused. Where is the essential element here? Okay, so each and was confused. Each and was confused. So of the policemen, prepositional phrase. On duty is prepositional phrase. So they are not subjects. Here we have dependent clause and independent clause. In the dependent clause here we have subject and verb, And the independent clause here also we have a subject and verb. So I need here you for the first sentence try to know where is the subject and verb, and for the second sentence where is the subject and where is the verb. Okay, now the answer. Yes, Leslie knew in the dependent clause, and she stole is the independent clause, subject and verb. Also here we have dependent and independent clauses. Okay, also do the same like the previous example here. Try to find out where is the subject and verb for the dependent clause and where is the subject and verb for the independent clause. Pause the video if you want, because the answer will be now. Okay, so you've earned and opportunities will become. There's the last one here. Okay, listen carefully and pay attention to this. One of the main rules that you should keep in mind, between the subject and verb, you can never have one comma. You can never have one comma. Either 2 commas or no commas. 2 commas or more, no problem. 2 commas at least, or no commas at all. Okay, so you can't say that here try is a verb for Ruja. You can't say this. Okay, because there is only 1 comma here. You can never have 1 comma between subject and verb. Now think deeply and try to find out where the subject and where the verb. Yes, exactly. Roja and developed. As you can see, 2 commas. Before the first one, we have the subject, and after the second one, we have the verb. Now try this on your own. Try also to identify where is the subject. We'll move now to the answer. Yes, the theory is a subject, singular, so I'm going to use is based. Is based. Why is based? Because it is a passive form. Based is wrong because it will be an active form. There's something else. Okay, let's have a look on the rules that we have for subject-verb agreement. As you said here, there are 9. We'll take some, inshallah, in this video, and the rest will be in another video, inshallah. The first one, yes, I think you're aware of it now. Prepositional phrases never contain the subject. Okay, you cannot have the subject from the prepositional phrase. In that example here, what shall you do? Yes, eliminate, look past the prepositional phrases first. Okay, cancel them from the sentence. Next, look at the subject and see if it is singular, choose was. If it is plural, choose where. Okay, and for sure the answer at the end will be what? Subject is been, singular, so the verb will be was. Second rule is intervening phrases or clauses. We may have lots of verbs between the subject and verbs that we do not need. Keep in mind that you look for the subject, the doer of that action or that verb. Okay, so who was or were daunting, you have to keep in mind this in your mind. Okay, so we have the stacks of books which were scattered across the desk. So we have to eliminate any phrases or clauses that may be in the way between the subject and the verb, like this. So the stacks will be the subject, plural, so I'm going to use where. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. One more rule that I need you to take care of, because it comes regularly in the SAT test, which are these words: as well as, together with, along with, in addition to, including, and combined with. All these words, we do not consider the subjects for anything that comes after them. Only the ones comes up before it is a subject. Only the ones or the words that come before it, this is a subject. But what comes after is not a part of the subject at all. Try this now. Also try to identify where is the subject, to know where is the verb. Essential elements, remember? So here For the answer, yes, the wrapper is going to be the subject. So we have here together with, okay, from the words that we mentioned before. Dozens of volunteers. This is not part of a subject. And also for another reason, we have commas here. We have two commas. We cannot have one comma between subject and verb. So two commas, that means this is non-essential. Okay, this is a wrapper what has joined. Okay. Rule number 3, gerunds, infinitive, and noun clauses. You have to know first what are gerunds, infinitives, and noun clauses. Gerunds are verbs plus ing that will act as a noun. We deal with them as a noun. Like for example, running is good for your health. Running is good for your health. Okay? So running here is a gerund. Okay? It's not like when we say I'm running every day. This one is going to be a verb. Okay? But running here I use it as a noun. Infinitive is to use to plus clean verb. To run is good for your health. So instead of running is good for your health, to run is good for your health. But what about the noun clause? Okay, noun clause is a normal sentence, but you add to it one of the following words. How, where, what, who, or that. Complete sentence. All of it is considered as one subject, as one clause. Okay, so we use it as a subject, which is always singular. Gerunds, infinitives, and noun clauses are always singular. There's an example here. Washing greasy pots and pans. Has or have. Think deeply. Where is the subject? To know what to choose. Has for singular and have for plural. Yes, exactly. The gerund phrase, washing greasy pots and pans, is the subject. Okay? Example number 2. Read it carefully and also do the same. Try to identify where the subject in order to decide which verb is correct. Okay, we'll move to the answer now. Infinitive phrase, to believe. Okay, here infinitive is always singular, as we said. This is subject, and so the verb will be is. Okay. For example, number 3, how she manages to fail all her tests. As you can see, she manages to fail all her tests. This is a normal sentence, subject, verb, and complete thought. But we added to it the word how. As we mentioned here, one of the words, 5 words that will change this sentence to be a noun clause. How she managed to fail all his tests. This is all called noun clause, and it's always what? Singular. Okay? Rule number 4, inverted subjects. Inverted subjects from its words mean that the subject comes after the verb, not before it. Okay? Look at this example. Along the road behind the high school is or are some dangerously deep ditches. Or steep ditches, sorry. So here along the road we have preposition phrase. Behind the high school we have preposition phrase. These are not subjects. So where is the subject? Think deeply. Yes, exactly. It is ditches, steep ditches. This is subject and ditches is plural, so the answer will be are. Okay? So this is what we just explained now. Okay? Second type is very easy. It's about 2 words, there and here. There and here, both of them are never subjects. So where is the subject, teacher? The subject will be after the verb then. We have there is and there are. So how can we decide? Look what after the verb to know if it is plural or the subject. Okay? And also here is and here are. Okay? Try to answer this example. You can pause the video, take your time, and try to get the right answer. The answer is yes. There are. That's correct. I need you to know this is the subject that I have to look for to decide if there is or there are. Okay, that's the end of our video for today. I just meant to make it short as much as I can. Inshallah, the second part of it will be in the next video. Wish you all the best. These are the contacts for Educademy if you want to join us, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.